So, good morning, everybody. Welcome to what are we on now? Day four? Day four, yes. I had to think what day it was, of our Qigong 5-day challenge. We just had some great questions. Tomorrow we will finish at 8:20, but if anybody wants to stay on, then I'm going to be available if anybody wants to ask any questions after the session tomorrow. So I'm happy to open that up for questions as well tomorrow. Today, I'm just going to pop you all on mute. Today, we're going to start off, as always, with our mobilization activation. I'll show you an extra little exercise that we can do. Then we will run through the 4 elements that we've done, and we'll come into the final element, which is the earth element. So we'll have done the whole 5 elements flow at least once through today, which means tomorrow we've got the whole session really just to take a little bit of time to go through those 5 elements, so you get that sense of flow through the sequence. Let us start off with mobilization. So come up to your standing position. Always a good one to start off with is knocking on the door of a life. It's quite a nice one, really gets the spine mobilized. We're taking our feet shoulder width apart, a little bit of bend in the knees. I can see most of you doing it already, which is great. Rotating from the center, from the hips and the waist. Really being aware of the feet in contact with the ground. So you're grounded, stable, a nice strong base. Tapping on the kidney area, on the back of the body, on the front of the body. Letting the shoulders just relax. Shoulders relax. This is a place where we often hold a lot of tightness and tension in our shoulders. And our upper back. Tall and light through the spine. Just breathing naturally in and out through the nose. And one of the questions this morning from Emily was about Qigong for older people, or with a slightly reduced range of motion. So on Tuesday at the Breathe Balance Move class, 8 till 8:30, I'm going to do a specific practice which will work for any age, any fitness level. So we'll do some of it seated, which will be great. And it means you can do it if you're sat at your desk and you just have 2 minutes, you don't have time to get up off the desk. You can bring some of the practice into your seated posture as well. So jump onto that or watch the playback of that. Slow this down now. Slow it down. Another great spine mobilizer is called spinal cord breathing. If you've practiced yoga, you'll most probably be familiar with this when you do it on all fours on the floor. I'm going to show you from the side. You bend the knees a little bit more, and we start off just by tilting the pelvis forwards and backwards. So imagine that you're spilling out the front of the pelvis, and then you tilt the pelvis back and you're spilling out the back of the pelvis. So just get some mobilization in the pelvis. Again, it doesn't have to be big movements. Even if it's tiny movements, that's fine. But then you bring the upper body with it. So you open up, lift the sternum or lift the heart up to the sky, look up, breathe in. And then you squeeze the bum, squeeze the glutes, breathe out. So you're breathing with the spine. Breathe in, breathe out. It's almost like you're just allowing the breath just to pour into the body, the energy to pour into the body. We're not over breathing, we're just breathing light. Breathe in, bringing the elbows back. Breathe out. Breathe in, lifting the sternum. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And going at your own comfortable pace as well. Let's do a couple more. And then take a moment, take a rest there. I've just noticed, I've got builders in the flat, and I've just noticed there is dust all over the yoga mat. So it's just my feet marks all over the mat. And then let's just do a little bit of a shaking. So shake out the legs, get the legs pumping, shake out the wrists. Really let the shoulders go again. It's interesting how you can hold the shoulders tight like that. Just let the shoulders go, let the neck go. And let's do a nice full breath in through the nose. And just let go. And again, full breath in. And breath out. One more, full breath in. And breath out. Slow it down, slow it down. Hip width apart with the feet, just balance, palms facing forwards. Just feel, notice any tingling sensation. Qi means energy, Gong means work. So we're doing energy work. However you want to conceptualize energy, blood flow, lymphatic drainage, movement through the body. Every cell has an electric current running through it. There's the energy running through the body. Can you feel tingling in the fingers, in the arms, in the legs? Remember, smiling is optional. It actually releases a lot of tightness and tension in the face if you just have that, what is called an inner smile. So it doesn't have to be a big, good morning, big grin. Just that light lifting of the sides of the mouth. Just opens up the face, opens up the body. Step out. Our starting position is always about shoulder width apart, little bit of softness in the knees. So we're not going into a full bend in the knees. And if when we're working through some of the flows, you start to get your legs aching and stuff, just have a little move around. So it just helps just to have a little move around if you need a break. Again, as I really emphasize, it's not about overreaching, overstretching, or pushing too hard. It's about what is comfortable for you, and you'll suddenly find what is comfortable becomes challenging in a good way, and you start to increase your range of motion, you start to increase your strength, you start to lengthen the breath and slow the breath. You'll see this happening the more you practice. We've done our activation, we've used our body to move the energy. Now in theory the energy is going to move our body, so that's what we're aiming for. We're not going to get it straight away. It can take years and years and years, but you will get that feeling of just getting into the flow occasionally. You might get it for one split second, but if you get that sense of, whoa, I just moved without doing anything, that effortless movement, that one split second makes such a big difference. So a little bit of bend in the knees, starting off with the metal element so you can remember it. Breath in, and breath out. It's one continuous movement, so there's no start, there's no stop. And if you use that visualization, you're just lifting up a heavy object and holding it above you. So visualization, intention of movement, Buddha holds up the earth. So the earth is indeed, I would expect, quite a heavy object. Holding it up. See if you can get that little light feeling of the spine extending and opening up, sternum lifting a little bit there. So you're getting that spine wave through the body. Last one of this, as you get to the top, keep the shoulders down so you're not overstretching or tightening the shoulders. Just have a little bit of stretch through the finger and the thumb, the fourth finger and the thumb. Nice little stretch there, then come back down. And then we'll go into the fountain. So we're going into the water elements. This is about relaxation. Elbows soft, shoulders relaxed. Again, notice that wave through the spine. Also, we're doing arm movements, but notice what's going on in the lower body. So you may be shifting the weight slightly towards the heels there, and then standing a little bit taller as we come up, as the water comes out the top of the fountain. So it's just helping with your balance and gravity. We're breathing in and out. Light, slow breathing, light, slow movement. Get that sense of, as you breathe in, the breath move coming into the body is opening up the spine and creating the movement. So the movement is following the breath. Just have that in mind. Breathe in. Breathe out. Palms facing up. The next move is tree sways in the wind. So we rotate. I'll mirror you. You rotate to the right. Come up the body. Again, feel that spine lengthen. Pointing that middle finger to the crown of the head. Rotate back to the center. Shed your leaves. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Rotate to the left. Come up the center with the fingertips. Point to the crown. Keep the shoulders down and relax. Rotate to the center. This can be a little bit more challenging with the breath because we pause the breath at the bottom. Breathe in. Pause. Breathe out. Pause. Breathe in. Pause. Breathe out. If that is too challenging, again, we don't want to feel as if we're struggling with the breath. If that's too challenging for you at the moment, then just breathe naturally in and out through the nose. Again, I don't want you trying to do stuff. I want you to see how this works for you, and it will gradually, once we practice more of the breath work, once you get more into the flow, one day you'll just go, yeah, this is working perfectly. In fact, it feels fantastic. So none of this is a struggle. We can do plenty of things that are struggles and challenging. This is all about calming, relaxing, healing, restoring, energizing. bringing the palms up to face the chest. I know some of you had fun holding the tree yesterday, feeling the arms cramping and things. So holding the tree for 1 second, then dropping your left palm down to connect to the ground, right palm facing the chest, and then you shift the weight to the right. So this is where we get that little bit of a hip circle going on. Cloudy hands, the fire element. Joy, enjoyment. And this, for breath, just breathe easy in and out through the nose. We were talking again in the Q&A before about running technique, and what I was suggesting is that you can feel sort of like a flow of movement when you're walking and when you're running. And this is a movement I often think about or visualize when I'm running, because it's a fire, it's an energetic, it's a joyful movement. And obviously you're not running doing this, otherwise you'd be falling all over the place, but just that flow of energy as you're shifting the weight very subtly from one side to the other, as you get that movement through the arms. And this is how you can relate these movements to anything we do in everyday life. And slow it down, bringing both the palms just to face the floor for a moment. So our final element is the earth element, and the earth element is about being centered, grounded, physically and emotionally. So bringing that emotional center down to the belly. So really grounding yourself. And being grounded and centered and safe is all about being grounded and centered is all about feeling safe. So just have that sense of, I'm safely standing on the earth, I'm not going to fall over. And this final move is called pebble in the pond. So what you do is you imagine you're a pebble dropping in the pond, palms float out. So it's like the ripple coming out. Ripple comes out and then comes back to center. And again out. And you get a little shift forwards here as you come out, back to center, a little bit of a shift back. So if I show you from the side, come out and back to center and out. So there's a very subtle hinge forwards, really subtle. Again, I don't want you to try and do anything in any particular way. And really feel that connection through the feet into the ground. Centered, grounded, stable, strong, safe. Putting the breath with it, breathe out as you shift. And then breathe in. Breathe out. Gathering back to the center, breathe in. Breathe out. And then finishing, pulling down the sky, bending the elbows, Palms crossing, feet together. Closing the eyes. Just close your eyes for a second. Visualize that bamboo in the wind. That strength and resilience. And just allow the body to rock and sway and spiral. Taking a nice, satisfying, full breath in through the nose, opening the eyes, moving around a little bit, just giving yourself a little bit of a rub down, brush down, shake if you need to shake, get ready for the day. I've got my builders knocking at the door trying to get in, so I better go and let them in. Have a fantastic day, everybody. I will see you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. We'll do 8 till 8:20. We'll go through the full flow again, so we'll really work on just that flow and that sequence. And then, as I say, if you have any questions, if you want to hang on around a little bit after that, we'll open it up to any questions, comments, observation, and feedback. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.